This scene explains a lot about my tattoo, and I'm gonna go in depth about it. What does your tat say on your thigh? I'm gonna just go over it. So the plants that surround it is called a peace lily. This plant removes molds from the air, prevents mildew, all of that. It's just a very purifying plant. And the main reason why I got it is because it survives in darkness, which is an example of me and what I have been through, doing my shadow work and going down my journey. Now, the tattoo I have is a quote that I got from The Last Airbender, and it says, "The true mind can weather all lies and illusions. The true heart can touch the poison of hatred without being harmed. Since beginningless time, darkness thrives in the void, but always yields to purifying light." Now, I tatted this myself on me, so don't talk about my tattoo art. In the TV show, Aang was trying to decide whether or not he was supposed to, kill somebody. And even though they were evil, he still at heart knew that they were a person. And that's the same thing I learned about darkness and dark entities and beings. I'm gonna just play y'all the clip.
Everyone, even my own past lives, for expecting me to end someone's life. I don't know if I can do it.
Listening to that as I was watching the TV show, The Last Airbender, it made me not be afraid to face dark entities, because it's like if your heart is true and your light is true, darkness is always going to yield to purifying light. Now, I didn't know my own power, and I used to have a doubt in facing dark beings, astral projection, fears of the darkness and scary stuff and all of that. When you're dealing with any negative, malevolent energy in the physical or the spiritual world, this is basically what it's like when you're in contact with them. When you're trying to purify that energy and not let it mess with you, your own energy must be strong enough to combat it. To bend another's energy, your own spirit must be unbendable, or you will be corrupted and destroyed, and it will just turn you into the same energy that you're combating. Prime example would be a very loving, trusting, happy, beautiful girl, and she gets in a relationship with the dude and he ends up cheating on her. After that relationship ends, she goes and does the same thing that the dude did to her, to other dudes, showing that when she touched that negative energy that hurt her, it consumed and corrupted her own being to be exactly the same way that energy was. Me, on the other hand, when I've been through experiences where I've been hurt by somebody else, I never let that change me. I've always had unbendable energy. I never wanted to get back or become the person who hurt me. That's why I really love the quote, because no matter what negative energy comes around you, especially spiritually and physically, it's not going to corrupt you. It's not going to break you or change you into that very thing. The true heart can touch the poison of hatred without being harmed. It basically explains that darkness has always been in the void, but it has always yielded to purifying light. That's why I love my tattoo so much, because it actually represents who I am at the core. But that's my explanation. Y'all stay dangerous.
Astral projection is one of the most sacred things you can do. You literally leave your body, attach it with a silver cord, and travel the fourth dimension. It's a real experience, not like a dream at all. It feels realer than being awake right now because your soul is literally there. You can travel the universe and find the truth of everything. Think about all the stuff you can do legit though. You can visit family. You can even go back in time and see what stuff looked like in the past. You can go places that you're not allowed to go in the physical.
We gotta talk about the fourth dimension. We know that there are people who can experience the fourth dimension while being in the third dimension. Some people have clairaudience, where they can hear beyond the normal human ear and hear sounds from the fourth dimension. You got clairsentient people who can read other people's emotions and feelings, and also read the energy of rooms, houses, parks, basically picking up on the feeling of everything. Then you have clairvoyant, where actually able to see beyond the range of the human eye, aka seeing things in the fourth dimension, traveling anywhere you want to go. A lot of people call these experiences psychic abilities. And as you know, the average worldly person is only going to limit their 3D experiences to 3D abilities. I feel like the real world would accept it more if it was put into like court cases and stuff like that. But because this is like a 3D realm, they're only going to accept 3D things into the courts. Let's move forward, because I want you to actually understand the fourth dimension and how it works. This next part is not to scare you, it's for awareness. I came across a video that perfectly explains the situation, and this is her TikTok. Before I show you the video, y'all know those glitches that be happening where like something disappears or there's a weird phenomenon that people can't explain? The Bermuda Triangle, things going missing, and people don't notice it. They don't really care, you know, it's not seen, they can't explain it, so it doesn't matter. Like situations like this. Where did the thing go that he just threw up? Now she's about to explain the things that we do to the second dimension is the same things that the fourth dimension could be doing to us.
We could steal these gems without a key and without damaging the safe, and she would have no idea how they were taken. But we should keep an eye out for ourselves. A four-dimensional creature could steal from our safes without a key, could take the yolk from an egg without breaking the shell, appear in a closed room, or see inside of our brains. The fourth dimension is perpendicular to all of our normal 3D space-time.
AKA, while you're in the astral realm, you can see things that other people can't see. You can jump into people's dreams. Why sometimes we have glitches. But there's an interesting reason why people don't acknowledge the realms, the ghosts, and all the things that happen to us that we can't explain. Because our 3D mind tries to rationalize everything on a 3D level.
Able to break in without a key, but she hasn't taken into account the idea that a three-dimensional creature, such as myself, might be peering in from above. She doesn't even know the concept of above.
Hence why a lot of y'all are having a hard time accepting the concept of fourth dimensional beings, fifth dimensional beings, fourth dimensional experiences, people with psychic abilities. So now that y'all have watched this video, what do you think about the astral realm, the fourth dimension, all of that? Y'all stay dangerous. I'll show y'all why this scene explains so much of the pain I've experienced in my back. This may be tough for a lot of people to hear, but I'm going to explain my experience with nanoparticles, alien implants, AI implants, all of that. This video is not real for entertainment purposes, scripted. Yeah, let's get into it. So in the last video, I explained to y'all the fourth dimension and how things work in the unseen world. For as long as I can remember, I've always had back pain, but it was a very weird back pain. It would always be two spots, like almost like dots in my back that would hurt so bad. And through my teenage years, I always just thought it was normal. Maybe it was because of my chest. No matter how many times I tried to massage, stretch, it just never stopped hurting. Sometimes it would affect my breathing, and I even had to go to the hospital one time because of it. Doctors couldn't give me an explanation at all. I think I was like 15 when they told me that I had like a muscle growing over another muscle in my back that somehow connected to my ribs. I don't know. But they basically couldn't help me, saying that, oh, my body hasn't fully grown yet, so we'll just see what happens when you get older. Which was bullcrap because, you know, I don't trust hospitals, but whatever. I meditate. I always like to go through my Kundalini energy. Your Kundalini energy is basically an energy flow that starts at the base of your spine and it travels up, purifying your chakras, balancing them out so you can be able to use your first eye and your crown chakra so you can have more spiritual experiences. And every time I would go into meditation, I would always feel this pain right here, exactly this. Every time I would rush my energy up my back, it would always get stuck right here. So then I started having more conversations about it with people who operate in the fourth dimension and actually can see multi-level things. Moving forward, I just want to let y'all know I'm not getting paid. This is not for promo. This is none of that. This is actually me experiencing this. So I talked to Esoteric and I talked to Makita. And they both were explaining to me that there could be something 4D going on with me having physical effects, which was a AI nano parasite. I'm not gonna lie, at first it was like, okay, what? Like, I don't have a parasite AI bot inside of me. But when you all out of options, you're gonna try as much as you can to fix anything. Okay, so they both said, we're gonna help you remove this. And I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Rewinding, I would try to meditate to try to push these two balls out of my back, or like push them up or push them down. And it just would always come back. Anyways, I go into the meditation where, you know, I start to feel the pain, the balls. No cap, when I was in that meditation, I could feel somebody pulling something out of my back, trying to pull this ball out. In the midst of my meditation, I'm like, y'all really like helping me pull this out. Like, this is actually happening. Like, they weren't physically there, but they were there. After that was over with, I started to feel tingly rushes going up my back. I try to involve y'all as many spiritual experiences that I can. It just felt like them literally pulling out a parasite or a tapeworm or a bug out of me. Before making this video, I even waited a week just to see if I would still feel that pain or like if it was completely gone, but it's gone. Like, I don't feel it anymore when I go into meditation. I can fully take deep breaths. Like, it's amazing what I experienced. Even that night, I did lucid dream, which was crazy because I haven't been able to do it in a minute. It's like all of the energy that was stuck at the bottom of my back literally just came up and I just became a whole new person, really. If y'all want more information about these bots and these parasites that can get into you, hit them up. And this is her Instagram. This is his Instagram. You can hit them up, and you can also hit up Isis Wisdom. She has a website that also helps people who are dealing with these type of spiritual situations and can't explain it to doctors and, etc. Watch this video on my page. And also this one where I explain portals being opened up in phones and movies. Because that black screen is a portal. They would use black screens, obsidian screens, in ancient times. The Aztecs would use this obsidian black mirror to travel to worlds of gods and ancestors. Makes you think about that TV show Black Mirror, right? Parallel realities. Hit them up if y'all have any questions. But yeah, y'all, that's my story time with that experience. Y'all stay dangerous.